Hello there. Seems like I picked a pretty good year to do these monthly vlogs. I mean, shit's going crazy. But let's take it back to the start of March. For the first half of the month, I pretty much spent that editing the wedding video. If you have been following the monthly vlogs, you would know that last month I got the opportunity to shoot a wedding video, my very first wedding video. And editing it took a bit of time. Once I got all the footage off the two cameras, just off the cards and onto the computer, and culled through all the footage to get all the footage that I liked, it was very difficult to start. You just got a bunch of clips and a bunch of audio, and now you have to somehow make a video out of it. So I just kind of put my head down and just started trying to stitch together this kind of Frankenstein of a video and just kind of making it up as I went along. And eventually it just started kind of all coming together. It started becoming like a coherent story of the day with all the highlights and the good moments. When you're editing something yourself, you become desensitized to it. You end up watching it so many times over and over and over again. You see all the imperfections. You see every little thing that you didn't do right on the day, or the color grading you can't get right. They kind of become all that you can see. And so when I actually ended up sending the wedding video off to the bride, I was very uncertain of how it would go. I honestly wouldn't have been surprised if she hated it. But luckily, she didn't. She really loved it. She really enjoyed it. She said it was amazing and started sharing it with everyone. And honestly, the reception to that video has been mind-blowing. I've had so much positive feedback from her family. I put it on to YouTube and it's already had over 1,000 views, which is insane to me, mind-blowing. And just all this positive reinforcement and positive feedback on my first video has just been overwhelming and kind of mind-blowing. Even my grandma, who disowned me, reached out to tell me how good the video was, and so it actually means a lot when it comes from her. But to everyone who reached out with a positive comment or some feedback, I really do appreciate it. It actually just kind of cements this as a career path that I want to go down. So thank you to all of you guys. Shortly following the success of the wedding video came the world-consuming pandemic, COVID-19. So I live in New Zealand, and New Zealand, relative to other countries, is handling this whole COVID situation quite well. Now, New Zealand didn't get its first case of COVID-19 till near the end of February, but ever since then it started multiplying, and more cases started getting reported each day after. So what our Prime Minister and government have done is put the entire country into a level 4 lockdown, meaning that all non-essential businesses are closed and every citizen is required to stay indoors. Now, I myself am part of an essential service. I work for the healthcare system. I am currently working from home. I'm IT support for almost all the hospitals in the entire South Island. I'm able to work from home remotely. This meaning I can take calls from the hospitals with the IT issues, and I'll also be able to remotely fix issues if I can. I'm very fortunate that I get to keep working. A lot of people are going to be affected by this pandemic. A lot of people are going to lose jobs that they won't be able to get back. A lot of people are going to find themselves in financial situations that will feel unrecoverable, and it's going to be a really hard time for a lot of people. So if you do know anyone who is struggling financially or mentally or in any way due to this pandemic, reach out to them. Obviously don't break any rules and go give them a hug, but just a simple message could really help, or any financial assistance you could give. I think they'd really appreciate it. So like I said, we've been in lockdown for about 2 weeks now, and the idea was to be in lockdown for 4 weeks. And if every citizen of New Zealand follows the rules, essentially we would be able to beat COVID. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's the case because people are notorious for breaking the rules, and we've got about another 2 weeks to go, which has freed up quite a lot of my time. So what I've actually done is started a little photography battle with one of my friends, and we've gone around the house taking photos of things in our households. We pick a topic or a theme for the day, and by the end of the day we have to submit a fully edited photo, and we're just having a little competition. Like some of our themes have been like coffee and then alcohol, and we've also got like black and white in there as well as water. So that's been quite a bit of fun. Here's a link to our Instagrams so you can follow along and join in if you want. It's all a bit of fun. In these trailing times, I feel like you can find a silver lining. as long as you look for it. And luckily I convinced mine to quarantine with me.
Hi. That's bad.
Okay.
Oh my god.